People want auntie braiders so bad, but our auntie rent prices here now making money. 600 plus extra dollars for one head. Like, they feel like they have to book with me. I say I didn't pay for no ads. I got this out the mud, baby. I wasn't even making enough money to actually see my money. You're a braider that can't seem to make it past those 3 to 5K months. You have the skill, but it just isn't enough for you to make it to that 100K per year. You desire the soft life, but you cannot afford the basic maintenance. Getting your hair braided, your nails done, your toes done, eating healthy, things like that. In 2023, I definitely understood y'all because I was in the same position. I was a broke braider. I was doing clearly all of the wrong things. I had no guidance. I was the only one doing what I do, which is I'm a travel braider. In the travel braiding industry, there's not many guidance, there's not many mentors. So I had to really figure things out on my own. But since 2023, I have been able to be consistent with making $100,000 per year. So I'm going to share with y'all the 5 things that I had to change in order for me to actually reach that 100K year. So let's get into it. Choose the type of braider that you want to be. So there are different types. So you could be a salon braider and you can have a chair. You could be a suite braider. You could be an at-home braider, or you could be a travel braider, which is what I do. I started off in the salons and then I realized, like, okay, I don't really like paying somebody to work. I don't like being on other people's time. I don't like working with other people's prices because I think at that time, like 2 braids was like, what, $30? I'm just like, that's not working for me because I know I would charge more than that. Because those, if y'all know, if you know, you know, 2 braids takes more than the effort that it takes to do a whole head. It's more effort. It doesn't take more time, but it does take more effort. So I was in the salon and the salon was empty. It was not booming. I was waiting for walk-ins. I didn't really have any clientele, but I did have a clientele of clients who liked me to come to them. So the money-making business structure that I chose was being mobile. So the reason that I decided to do that was because not only was I saving money because I wasn't paying someone 30%, 40%, 50%, I was paying this lady 50%, meaning I was standing up for, at that time, 8 hours for some medium knotless because I was not that fast. And it was like $300. And at the end of it, I'm only getting like $150. And I was like, at the end of it, I thought I was making money. And then I started to become mobile, like fully. And then I was like, oh, hold on. That wasn't no money. Now I'm making money. So I was able to save money because I wasn't splitting it with nobody. I wasn't paying anybody at the end of the month. And I wasn't paying anybody per client. I also was able to charge my clients travel fees. So travel fees don't just include, okay, you're paying for my gas. Like, no, we charge for the convenience of them having us come to them. So that is an extra charge on top of gas, on top of maintenance, on top of things like that. A fee that you can add into, that they can add based on distance. And then there's another fee that you can add into the price for like a travel fee, convenience fee. And then if they're far enough away, that could be 500, 600 plus extra dollars for one head. So once I realized, oh, I can really make money in this industry, that's when I decided to fully make the switch. But even though I decided to fully make the switch, I didn't yet become a 6-figure braider. There were still a few things that I had to do. But before we get into that, let me tell you the mind shift that I had to have before I became a full-time travel braider. I had to realize that in order for me to stand out and actually make clients and actually build clientele, because in 2023, I was in Atlanta. I moved here in September 2021, and I've built up a full clientele here in a new state. I don't even think I had this many clients in Maryland. But once I moved here, I was like, okay, I have to do something that stands out. And I have to stick to it because I don't like working at the shop. I don't like the idea of paying somebody to make money. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go full in with this travel braiding, and I'm going to make myself stand out in a way to where people want, like, they feel like they have to book with me. So in the travel braiding space, it's like you're so focused on catering to somebody else's needs in a way that they don't do at the shop, or that you cannot get at the salon, or that you cannot get in a suite, because you're letting people stay in their home. They don't have to leave their husband. They don't have to leave their kids. They don't have to leave their newborn baby that they're breastfeeding. They can still cook breakfast for their family. They don't have to drive in traffic, sit in traffic. They don't have to leave work. They can still work from their laptop. There are so many benefits, and I knew that that would just make me stand out in the braiding industry because I was doing something that nobody wanted to do. So for you, you need to do what nobody wants to do or nobody is good at. So think about the thing that you can do so can I talk? Think about the thing that you can do so effortlessly and you could teach right on the spot. What is that thing for you? Something that comes really easy to you. Think about that. That's the thing that you should offer. You need to do it so well, or you need to do something so different to where people feel like you're the go-to person and you're the only person that they can go to for that style, for those travel services, that customer service. I don't know, are you offering massage sessions or something during the braiding? Like, what are you doing so different that are attracting people who need you? So if y'all know Tuki, we went on the Ready Hub trip together to Dubai. She's a great example of someone who is a go-to braider. So people go to Tuki for the body braids. I'm gonna put her on the screen right there. Yeah, so Tuki did it. When you think of body braids, you think of Tuki. If you don't know her name, you know her color scheme. If you don't know her color scheme, you know her face. If you don't know her face, you know her braids. So people know if I want the best body braids, I'm going to go to her. That lady could charge whatever she wants. Why? Because she's in high demand. She's offering something that nobody's doing. If they are doing it, they're not doing it like her. And she was able to carve her own lane in the braiding industry. Another thing is, I can't think of their name, but I'll put it on the screen. Twins that braid. I think they're in Atlanta. So these twins they don't come to you. You come to these twins and they get your hair done in half the time. So they can charge literally whatever they want because they are saving you time. In the shop, yes, in the braid shop, you can get two people on your head, but it's just not the same. It's not the same experience. I think they have their own suite. They're sisters, and their work is amazing. So they're offering something different. Okay, we're going to cut that time in half. For an extra fee. And for me, like I said, let's go back to me. Travel braiding is the hook for me. Every piece of content that I make will do well because travel braiding is such a niche market. It's such an open market that nobody's doing it. And if they are doing it, not to toot my own horn, but to toot, they're not doing it like me. And that's because I have literally engraved myself in the algorithm. I've had people ask me about my SEO, like, how did you get, your SEO, da-da-da-da. Oh, girl, that was hard work and dedication because I didn't even do that on purpose. I was consistently using hashtags. I was making sure when I post my content, I was using the right hashtags for my area. And I did that for years. So I literally embedded myself into the travel braiding algorithm. And when people search me up or search up travel braider on Google, I'm going to be either 1 or 2, most likely 1, especially if they type in Atlanta. I'm going to be number 1 in the search bar. And there are ways to pay for that, but I did it organically. When I say I didn't pay for no ads, I got this out the mud, baby. Hard work, dedication, and consistency. People know to come to me. I'm the go-to travel braider, whether I'm in Atlanta or if people want me to come out and fly to them, people are going to book me. So the next thing that is going to take you from 0 to 100K, of course, the most obvious is pricing. So if you are pricing your prices too low, there's no way for you to reach 8.3K a month. Because honestly, people think that 10K a month is the goal to make 100K. But it's like 8.3. I'll put it on the screen right here. It's like 8.3. And doesn't that seem more attainable? 10K is attainable, but 8.3 is also more attainable. So when I first started, I was braiding people's hair down to the floor for $60. I was working for 8 hours. And I think I was providing the hair, so I wasn't even making enough money to actually see my money. So then I started raising my prices. I started raising my travel fees. I realized driving an hour for $10 wasn't working for me. So I was like, okay, I need to start actually charging for this luxury service or for this convenience for people not having to leave their home. So I had to have add-ons. I had to have a high base rate. My base rate right now is $320. That means the lowest hairstyle that you can get from me right now is $320. And then that does not even include add-ons, travel fees, length, boho hair, things like that. That's the base. So with that being said, I know per day I can minimum on a bad day make $300 minimum. I formulated my prices is because I was like, okay, how much do I want to make per day? Like base rate. And that's like not including the hair provided, anything like that. How much do I actually want to make per client? And then you got to do some math. What is that price for you? What price do you want to start at? And think about how many clients it'll take you to make that 8.5K per month. People would try to guilt you so bad for raising prices or anything like that, but it's a part of being a braider. Hello. People want auntie braiders so bad, but are auntie rent prices here? When a bag of chips is back to $1, then we could talk about going back to auntie braid prices, because they aren't here in the room with us. So the next thing I had to do was literally become Dr. Seuss. I had to master storytelling. I had to learn how to bring people along my journey as a travel braider. And because my content dates back to like 2019, people have years of content to go back, and that is credibility. But first you have to bring attention to your brand. Attention is money. On social media, and I would say like 2020, when I first, started like, okay, I'm gonna be a travel braider, I was getting no views, no clients, literally nothing. Like I was literally, but I also realized that I wasn't doing enough to put myself out there. I was making little cute posts, but it wasn't the type of post that would have attracted the type of clients that I want. Now, don't get me wrong. In 2021, before I moved to Atlanta, I was fully booked. I got to the point where I was fully booked in Maryland. And then I was like, okay, well, what city's next? And I moved to Atlanta. But I had to get to that point. Like I had to get attention to the point to where people wanted to book with me. I still wasn't going viral. I still was getting 3 likes, but them books was booked. So in 2023, I challenged myself once I got to Atlanta, and I was on rental assistance and I couldn't pay my bills. And I was so glad that my car was paid off, because I couldn't imagine paying for something else over top of that. I was figuring out what I was going to eat. I was depressed, things like that. I had seasonal depression. When I was going through all that, in the midst of it, I challenged myself. I was like, what if I posted on YouTube every day? So I decided, okay, let's post a short. Because I think in 2023 is when shorts started to like become a thing. I was like, all right, let's post a short like every day. Let's post a vlog like once a week, once every 2 weeks, things like that. And because I did that, I went viral for the first time. And when I went viral, when I tell you it's been up ever since I went viral that first time in 2023, I haven't had to I could go a whole month without posting and I would still get bookings. So I'm so grateful that I was able to, first of all, in the midst of all the mental things all of the terrible mental things that I was going through, being late on rent, about to be evicted, all of those things. In the midst of that, I was still able to create content, and I was still able to cater to the clients that I did have and use that as content. Like my clients had no idea what I was going through, because I showed up in such a professional way, and I was able to create content that was going to bring attention to my brand on social media. But I want y'all to know that storytelling is the wave. People want to see start to finish. They want to see you, if you're a travel braider, what do you eat before you go to your clients? They want to see you leaving. They want to see you driving. They want to know how much you made. They want to be all in the business. They want to get to know you. They want to see personality. They want to hear commentary. They want to hear conversations between you and your client. They want to get to know you because you are the brand. They are paying you with attention before they pay you with their money. Attention brings money. Attention brings clients. Attention brings students. Period. So all that, I'll do social media. Okay, well, don't. And watch that business suffer. So the last thing I'm going to talk about that's going to bring you from that 0 to that 100K, your first 100K as a braider, is giving the clients that you do have a reason to come back. Because what's the point of doing people's hair, traveling to their house, doing all this effort, doing great work, but maybe your personality was off. Maybe your work wasn't even good. Whatever the reason is, it caused that person to not come back. What a bummer, right? Yeah, you made $300, $400, $500, $600, but are you going to make that again next month from that same one person? Probably not, if your professionalism is not intact. And everything goes into professionalism. When I say that, I mean promptness. Do you communicate with your clients? Like, do they just hear from you through the booking link automatic stuff? Or do you actually text your clients and let them know, hey, I got your appointment. Just let me know if you have any questions and I'll see you on this date. Are you making your clients feel comfortable? Our clients are already traumatized because of the history of being canceled on by other braiders. You can't cancel. Only reason you can cancel is if you're about to die. Somebody died. Your car broke down. Things like that. But you being lazy and you waking up late, are you still gonna get up or you gonna go to that client? It don't matter if you late. Don't be late. But we don't have any excuses to cancel on our clients or take their money and run off. Like, we're not doing it. So after I went viral in 2023, I was getting attention from new clients, people who had never experienced travel braiding before, people who had a travel braid before and might not have been the best experience, but my content made them more comfortable to book with me. I was attracting all types of people. So I attracted some people who literally did not read my policies. So when I pulled up, one client had alopecia, they had like less than an inch of hair, and I was like, girl, you gotta have 4 inches or more. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna grip this. And she was just like, I communicated that with her. I was like, you were supposed to have more, I'll see what I can do though. She was like, I can trust you. As I was braiding her hair, I was hearing about her terrible experiences with salons and how nobody ever accepted her, and she has never been able to grow her hair past that half an inch because she had a condition called Stevens-Johnson. And it basically, she woke up from a coma from a medication that she had a reaction to. And it's very rare. It can happen to any of us if you have the trait. But basically, it caused her to go into a coma for, I think, a few months. And she woke up and her life, she looked completely different. Her skin was basically melted off. Her nails were gone. Her hair was gone and patchy. She couldn't see, things like that. So her experience with the salon was just like, I can't service you, or things like that. So when I pulled up, I was like, you know what, we're going to try it. And ever since then, she has been a client and her hair has grown literally past her shoulders, y'all. I come to her every 3 months and I'm just like, dang, like your hair really grew. And it's like all because you didn't listen to my policy and I was able to work with you and I communicated with you. So yes, in that first time, her hair was slipping out, but I communicated. So I was able to get that client to book with me again because I gave her such an experience that she never had before. Although her braids were slipping out, I communicated that, I can't braid hair shorter than 4 inches. I kept her professional. I gave her a great experience. All of those things matter. I also do things like I send out monthly discounts. I give people who book with me, like regulars, I give them special treatment because I want them to come back. I want them to continue being a regular and paying my bills. Like, that's why we work, right? We want our clients to pay our bills. We also have to go that extra mile. We can't just be like, okay, I'll do your hair and do a poor job and expect you to keep coming back. No, you have to literally go that extra mile. I go that extra mile every day. That means being prepared, coming with all the things that you need, showing up early, communicating with your clients, giving them a luxury experience, letting them feel warm and welcomed, and even in their own home, feeling comfortable, wearing their pajamas, having a glass of wine. I personally don't allow smoking because I don't smoke and I don't want to inhale it and I don't want to get in my hair. But if you don't mind that, do your thing. That's what you prefer. So going that extra mile is really what keeps people coming back. And we do not want to neglect, the clients who already booked with us. We don't want to just keep trying to get new clients. So if you are looking busted and you're tired of looking busted and you're a braider and you feel like you're a broke braider, you haven't made it past that $3,000 to $5,000 a month threshold, you want to make more, you want to reach 100K. I teach people how to become travel braiders in just 5 days. I have a 5-day program where I teach you everything start to finish, from deciding who deserves your princess treatment. That's what I call my clientele, who deserves my services, my princess treatment, because it is princess treatment. We get to come downstairs and get your hair done and things like that. So who deserves that? Not everybody deserves you. We talk about that. We talk about social media. We talk about all of the things. So if you're interested, make sure you check the description below and sign up for the next round of the Travel Braider Challenge. It's just 5 days, 1 hour of your time per day, and it's information packed. So with that being said, thank y'all for watching this video, and I will see y'all in the next video or at my 5-day challenge. Bye.